And finally, a trip back in time to celebrate the Tube's 150th birthday. In the early hours of this morning, a steam train recreated the first passenger journey on the Underground, which took place on this day in 1863. It was a rehearsal for the final day of celebrations on Sunday. The train ran over the original route from Paddington to Farringdon, and our correspondent Simon Harris was on board.
In the early hours as London slept, deep beneath the streets, history was being recreated. A vintage steam train was being put through its paces along the tunnels of the Metropolitan and Circle lines.
It's probably a Harry Potter moment for anybody who's had too much to drink tonight, as smoke billows up through their back gardens. But as you can see outside, everybody's fascinated by this. It's just such fun.
This was a test run to satisfy the authorities before the vintage train carries passengers and VIPs on Sunday. It was also a chance for the driver and fireman to appreciate how Victorian train crews coped with the heat and smoke.
Well, I imagine that they probably drank a lot of beer at the end of each shift and rehydrated themselves in the wrong way, but unlike ourselves, we're not allowed to these days. But vision is interesting at times, in that there isn't any.
How do you see where you're going?
Well, that's the problem, we don't.
The writing was on the wall for steam when electric trains arrived on the Underground more than a century ago. And it's many years since a steam train last carried passengers along this section of the Tube. Victorian commuters thought nothing of travelling to work along tunnels filled with soot and smoke. But returning steam to the Underground in the 21st century has brought its own set of unique challenges.
We've had everybody down here. In 1863, they just started the service with steam trains. In 2013, we've had health and safety inspectors, railway inspectors, environmental health inspectors. We've had the whole lot, and none of them could find any reason why you can't run a steam train on the Underground.
It cost £500,000 to restore the vintage train. One of the coaches was rescued from a farmyard where it was being used as a chicken shed. The sight, sound and smell of steam and smoke isn't the only unique part of this experience. 100 years ago, Underground trains boasted first-class carriages. First-class passengers on Sunday's train have paid almost £200 a ticket. Last night's excursion was timetabled to cause minimum disruption, but it still created a stir among the overnight engineering teams. On Sunday, station platforms are likely to be packed as thousands of spectators try to catch this one-off, steam on the Underground. Simon Harris, London Tonight, Earl's Court.
Gosh, it looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? Well, there are more pictures from that steam train journey on our website. Another reminder of the address, itv.com/London. Well, that's it.